Stop scrolling and wake up. It's time to remind the world, who am I? Now, put your phone face down and just listen. Your mind is constantly being pulled in different directions. Notifications, deadlines, and an endless to-do list keep you distracted. But what if there was an ancient technique to silence the noise, sharpen your focus, and finally achieve your goals? In this video, I'll introduce you to the Lotus Method, an approach rooted in Eastern philosophy to help transform your scattered thoughts into a state of calm, clarity, and focus. If you skip this, you may never break free from distractions, but if you watch till the end, you might just change your life. Part 1. Gohan's battle with resistance. Gohan, like you, has incredible potential. He has big ambitions. He wants to get in shape, excel in his career, and improve his personal life. But whenever he tries to take action, something holds him back. It's not a lack of motivation. He consumes self-improvement content, listens to podcasts, and reads books about success. Yet, when the moment comes to act, he finds himself endlessly scrolling on his phone instead. Every time he plans to start something important, his brain pulls him towards something easier, something more comfortable. He's caught in a loop of procrastination and self-doubt. And the worst part, he knows exactly what's happening but can't seem to escape it. This isn't just a Gohan problem. It's a universal struggle. Whenever we face something difficult or unfamiliar, our minds seek comfort and distractions, social media, games, even daydreaming. Gohan feels like he's battling himself, and no matter how much motivational content he consumes, the effect is temporary. He's realizing that he needs something deeper, something more lasting than fleeting inspiration. In Eastern philosophy, the mind is often compared to a restless monkey, constantly jumping between thoughts and distractions to avoid discomfort. The Buddha once said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." This is exactly what's happening to Gohan. His own mind is sabotaging him, pulling him away from his true goals toward momentary comfort. Ancient monks understood this struggle and developed techniques to train the mind, bringing it to a state of clarity, focus, and calm. What Gohan is experiencing is simply human nature. The mind instinctively avoids challenges, seeking safety in the familiar. But Eastern teachings, which influence the Lotus Method, reveal that this resistance isn't something to fight with brute force. Instead, the first step is awareness. The mind resists because it wants to protect us from discomfort. But once we understand this, we can stop being so hard on ourselves. This is the first lesson of the Lotus Method. Before trying to change the mind, you must first understand it. Gohan now realizes that the battle isn't about overpowering his mind, but about acknowledging why it resists. Instead of forcing change, he learns to observe his thoughts without judgment. This is a fundamental principle of the Lotus Method. Transformation starts with awareness. Awareness is just the beginning. Now that Gohan understands his mind's natural tendency to resist, how can he move forward? The next phase of the Lotus Method teaches him how to release this resistance and flow with his thoughts, rather than against them. Part 2. Embracing the flow of life. Gohan realizes that his old approach, forcing himself to work harder and pushing through resistance, isn't working. So he searches for deeper wisdom. That's when he comes across the teachings of Laozi, the ancient Taoist philosopher. Laozi spoke about Wu Wei, the principle of effortless action, of moving with life instead of fighting against it. One of Laozi's teachings resonates deeply with Gohan. By letting it go, it all gets done. At first, this idea confuses him. How can letting go lead to achieving more? But as he reflects, he starts to see that perhaps his struggles stem from constantly fighting against life, against his own nature. The Lotus Method, rooted in this Eastern wisdom, suggests that the key isn't to fight harder, but to stop fighting entirely, to find the natural flow within effort. Wu Wei teaches something counterintuitive. By moving in harmony with life rather than resisting it, we can achieve more. It's not about giving up or being passive, it's about working with life's natural rhythms. Gohan begins to see that the more he pushes himself, the more his mind pushes back. By embracing Taoist wisdom, he realizes he can approach challenges with ease instead of resistance. Instead of seeing difficult tasks as enemies, he views them as part of the flow. Applying Wu Wei in his life, Gohan stops forcing himself through every difficult task. When he faces a challenge, whether it's a workout, a work project, or a personal goal, he pauses and reminds himself not to resist it. He accepts difficulty as part of life's flow, and in doing so, he releases his inner struggle. This shift makes tasks feel lighter. Where once he fought himself to get things done, now he moves forward with calm focus. Part 3. The power of stillness and reflection. As Gohan's journey continues, he seeks ways to calm his restless mind. That's when he discovers Zen Buddhism and the practice of zazen, or seated meditation. At first, it seems simple, just sitting in silence. But when he tries it, he realizes how hard it is to still his racing thoughts. He's used to constant action, believing that doing more is the answer. But Zen Master Dogen taught, if you can't find the truth where you are, where else do you expect to find it? This makes Gohan realize that true strength and clarity don't come from endless movement. They come from stillness. Through meditation, his scattered thoughts begin to settle, just like a lake calms when the wind stops. He sees that his need for constant doing is what made his mind so resistant to difficult tasks. In stillness, he finds clarity. Instead of rushing into tasks, he steps back, practices zazen, and lets the answers come naturally. Practicing stillness daily, Gohan strengthens his focus. He sees that his challenges, once a source of stress, are actually opportunities for growth. But stillness alone isn't enough. Now he must take his newfound clarity and turn it into action. Part 4. Turning reflection into action. Through stillness, Gohan has sharpened his mind, but clarity without action leads to stagnation. Inspired by the Shaolin monks, who balance deep meditation with rigorous physical training, he realizes that wisdom must be applied. Like a Shaolin monk practicing a kata, Gohan now approaches his work and life with intention and discipline. Instead of trying to do everything at once, he focuses on one task at a time, giving it his full attention. The fourth step of the Lotus Method is action with intention. True success isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things with full presence. Part 5. The Lotus and the Art of Patience. Despite his progress, Gohan feels impatient. Results aren't coming as fast as he hoped. Then he remembers the lesson of the lotus flower. It grows slowly through thick mud before blooming. The monks teach that its beauty lies in its patience. Gohan realizes he must embrace the journey, knowing that progress takes time. Like the lotus, he will bloom at the right moment. So where are you on this journey? Are you still resisting, or are you ready to embrace the Lotus Method? Start with just one step, whether it's practicing stillness, applying focused action, or embracing patience. Growth will come, but in its own time. If this video gave you insight, don't forget to subscribe. Let's continue mastering the mind together.